What set of chromosome is he having? Like particularly if you were to talk about the sex chromosome, is it XX or is it XY? First of all, no, all of you turn your cameras on. Mustafa Ghaus, Priyanka, Abu Bakr, and Duha. Turn your cameras on. I will repeat my question once again. My question was that a child who is male, what set of chromosome does he have?
XY.
X chromosome.
That is XY chromosome. XY chromosome. Getting it? A male child has one X chromosome and one Y chromosome. So that is XY chromosome. Okay, now you guys need to memorize a few important things once again. As we have been discussing about these things in the last class about sex determination, there I did told you that a male parent, okay, now a male parent has got XY set of chromosome, okay, while a female parent has got XX chromosome, okay. Further, their gamete cells has half the number of total number of chromosomes, right now. The gamete cells has half the number of chromosomes, right? Suppose in the case where the sperm having the X type of chromosome were to fuse with the ovum having X type of chromosome. So zygote that is going to be formed will be 44 plus XX, right? And it will have 44 plus XX chromosome, getting it? So thereby the child that's to be born will be a female child. But suppose if the sperm carrying Y chromosome were to fuse with the ovum will always have 22 plus X set of chromosome only, right? So thereby the set of chromosome will be now 44 plus XY. So in that case, the child that is going to be born is a male child. Understood that, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hmm. How many set of chromosomes are there in the human body?
46.
46 chromosomes, right now. So in any cell of the body except for the gamete cells, there are 46 set of chromosomes. Sorry, 23 pairs of chromosomes or 46 chromosomes, 46 set of chromosomes, I mean to say. But in the gamete cells, it is just half, right? Okay, we have earlier discussed about the hormones also. What do you guys mean by hormones? What are they? How do we define that? Yes.
Sir, so hormones are chemical signals which tell the target side or the target part of the body to perform a certain type of function.
Rather, we shouldn't be defining it as chemical signals, but we should be defining it as chemical substances which acts as body's chemical messengers, which are secreted by special glands called as endocrine glands. And they perform a variety of functions. They help in regulating the activity of different organs and tissues in our body. Like that, we are supposed to define it, right? Okay. Can you just name some of the hormones? Give some example of hormones.
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline, good. Particularly, we have
Sir,
learned about
testosterone.
testosterone, that is a sex hormone, right? Okay. So
Sir,
the top. Mhm.
sir,
Estrogen.
can you like once more explain the
What?
sir, the male gamete, sir, or the gamete and the hormones? Can you like explain it again?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, because I keep messing up.
No issue, no issue. Uh, no issues. One second. Let me get to this diagram over here, or let's get to this diagram. See, basically, once a child reaches the age of puberty, right? Once they have attained a certain age, so thereby their reproductive organs. When we talk about reproductive organs, so the main reproductive organs in male is testis, as for female, it is ovary, right now. Other structures like their accessory organs, right now, penis, the muscular cylindrical structure. You have got a vast difference, the tube that will be carrying the sperm to the penis. You have got prostate gland is there, etc. Same with the case of ovary also. There'll be some other structures in the entire reproductive system of the female, that is uterus, cervix, vagina, fallopian tube, etc. But the main organ in male it is testis, while for female it is ovary. Everyone knows that, right? Further, testis it starts secretion of sperm cells, right? Sperm cells at the age of puberty, right? Not typically around the like 11, 12, 13 years of age. At that time, it starts the production of the sperm cells. As for the ovary, also, it starts the production of the ovum cells, right? Now, together we call them as gametes. Okay, now these are called as gametes. This sperm cell we can call this as male gametes, male gametes, while the ovum cell that is called as female gamete. Okay, female gamete. Okay. Further, these two cells, they basically fuse together in the female reproductive system. The sperm enters the female reproductive system, and in the fallopian tube, like over here, in the fallopian tube, the fertilization takes place. As a result of fertilization between the sperm and the ovum, right? What happens? A new cell called as zygote is formed. That zygote further develops into embryo, right? Into embryo, into fetus, right? Like that. We have learned about these things in reproduction in animals. Okay. Other than that, now this testis now produces a hormone also. Testis does double function. So my network is very bad. Okay, keep your camera off then. So testis does dual function. One of the function is to produce this male gamete. Another function is that it produces a hormone also that is called a sex hormone. That is testosterone, as everyone knows. Getting it? So testis, first we learned that it produces male gamete. And what is that male gamete? What is it?
Sperm.
Sperms. Good. Another function of the testis is to produce a sex hormone. Okay. Now, this sex hormone does a variety of functions. The sex hormone, that is testosterone, okay, now it does a variety of function actually. Okay. It is responsible for so many things. If a person, if an adult male, even in females, testosterone is required. I have explained how it happens. Basically, some of the estrogen gets converted into it. So, testosterone performs a variety of functions in the males as well as in the females also. Talking about some of the functions, like what does it do? So, this testosterone hormone, it is important for the development of the male reproductive organ actually. Getting it? Also, it isn't like that the testosterone production does not takes place since the birth of the child. Getting it? It's not like that. Okay, no? So testosterone level basically it will fluctuate, like when they have attained the age of puberty, at that time its production increases. Understanding it? But earlier also it was being produced. Getting it, guys? Earlier, also, this testosterone hormone was being produced in the male's body because it has got important functions to perform. Like, for example, it is responsible for the bone health also. It is important for the production of the red blood cells also. Understanding what I'm trying to explain?
Yes.
But at the age of puberty, the secretion of testosterone increases, right? It increases. Okay. So the different functions are, first of all, it is for sexual and reproductive development. Another is the physical development, right? Another is the physical development also. And it is important for mental well-being also. Getting it? So first of the function about the testosterone is for sexual and basically we can say reproductive development. Reproductive development. When we talk about reproductive development, so this will be it will basically stimulate the development of the male reproductive organ. It will cause the growth of the penis and the testis. It will be responsible for deepening of the voice, growth of facial hair, pubic hair, and the body hair. Understanding it, guys? So when we
Yes.
talk about reproductive development, so there we need to talk about the growth of penis, right? Then overall, we can say it's responsible for formation or development of the male reproductive organ. Other than that, it is responsible for secondary sexual developments also. Growth of penis, then we can include growth of testes. Okay. One more thing, secondary sexual characteristics in male. Some of the examples of secondary sexual characteristics in male, as we have discussed, it's like deepening of the voice. So voice deepens. For muscle mass also, this testosterone is important for muscle mass. Understanding it, guys. Hair, like in this pubic hair, facial hair, body hair, etc. Right? Further, we also need to talk about the physical development. So it plays an important role in physical development too. So by physical development, I'm trying to here I'm referring to the increase in the muscle mass. Getting it? Increase in the muscle mass, increase in the like it the density of the bones increases. Getting it, guys? It the density of the bone increases. So muscle mass, increase in bone density, etc. One more thing, red blood cells production. Does anyone know where the red blood cells are produced in our body? I had told about this in the
Yes,
class,
on
by
the
the way.
bones.
In the bones,
Bones.
inside the bone marrow. Right now, within the bones, there's a bone marrow. This is where the production of the red blood cells takes place. So within bone marrow, it takes place. Okay. Abu Bakr, now is it clear? Okay,
Yes,
na?
sir.
There's one more thing that it also regulates the mood also. It also regulates the energy level. Getting it? So it has lots of function. Okay. Similarly, this testosterone hormone plays an important role in maintaining the bone health in the females as well. Right. It helps to maintain the muscle mass and strength in the females as well. Right. That is the thing. Have you guys seen like some of the female athletes, they take testosterone? Some of the female athletes, right, they will be taking the testosterone actually. Those who participate in high level competitions, so they kind of inject it. Hmm. Why
Sir,
so?
how
Obviously,
can we
because
like take testosterone?
like they would be like some of them have naturally elevated testosterone level, or some of them will be basically taking medicines that would be promoting would be promoting the conversion of more estrogen into testosterone. It's like that. Getting it?
So like basically like steroids.
Like that, you can say. Kind of steroids, we can say, right? Well,
Sir,
many of
so
them
then
would be. Mhm.
if a male does not have enough testosterone, they can take it.
Yeah, they can take it, but obviously, if you are kind of going to disturb the natural functioning of the body, it might have some side effects too, I guess. Hmm. Getting it, but taking of testosterone, it's kind of a controversial practice, actually. Getting it. For most of the women, like it's they are using it for enhancing the performance in the sports, and like it's quite banned in the sports. Getting it, like although many of them would be taking it, it's kind of cheating. Okay, while some of them would be naturally having high levels of testosterone hormone in their body, like that. So it's kind of influenced by the genes also. Getting it, it's a genetic thing as well. Just like testosterone, another sex hormone is secreted in the females, that is estrogen. Okay, that is estrogen. So estrogen is also helpful. Basically, the function of the estrogen is in the development of the female reproductive system, and it has some other functions too. Getting it? Like it will be like, for example, development of the mammary glands, like that will lead to development of the breast, pubic hair. It will also help in regulating the menstrual cycle in them. It triggers ovulation. Then it also helps in maintaining bone density, etc. It helps to prepare the body for pregnancy, like that. So male and female gametes we have discussed, that is sperm and ovum. While the sex hormone in them are respectively testosterone and estrogen. Hope that much is clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good. Okay, yeah, we are going to talk about the hormones other than the sex hormones. Okay, now, so there are so many other hormones secreted in our body, like there's thyroxine, there's adrenaline, there's insulin, etc. First, let's talk about this gland called as thyroid gland present at the front of the neck. It's between the windpipes. Okay, na? So the one that you see, like the butterfly shaped gland, that is the thyroid gland. Okay, na? In sometimes in some people, this thyroid gland actually swells up. It actually swells up in some people. I don't have that image here. One second. Give me a while. I'm actually talking about goiter. You know about goiter? It's a deficiency disease. If the diet lacks in iodine, so this thyroid gland it swells up, and the person suffers from a condition called as goiter. So that's why we are advised to consume salt that contains iodine in it. Okay, now we are advised. One second. I'm not getting image for it. One second. Yeah. It's quite not the image I was trying to look for, but try to understand from this one. Okay, basically this one is actually showing like how it basically swells up. Uh, take a look at this one here. We can see how it is present at the front of the neck. Okay, in between the windpipe. So in the two different images, you can see how the another thyroid gland has swelled up. Okay, so let us first understand about the function of this thyroid gland. Okay, and why does it lead to this condition? So location is should be clear. It is found at the front of the neck between the windpipes. It has a brownish red color and secretes a collection of hormones called as thyroid hormones, meaning that it secretes different kind of hormones. Okay, na? Several hormones are secreted by it, and that collection is called as thyroid hormones. The thyroid hormones secreted by it, they control the rate of metabolism in the body. Metabolism already we have discussed. It's basically the sum of all the biochemical reactions happening in your body, whether it be digestion, whether it be respiration, whatever kind of chemical reactions are happening inside your body, that can be called as metabolism. So this thyroid hormone controls the rate of metabolism in the body. Like the metabolism is going to happen at a faster rate or a slower rate, like that. Out of all the different hormones secreted by it, one of the important secretion is thyroxine. Thyroxine. Thyroxine hormone is one of the important hormone secreted by the thyroid gland. Okay, no? All right. Now the thing is that this thyroxine hormone, in order to be produced, needs thyroid gland needs iodine. Okay, na? And where do we get iodine from? We get it from the iodized salt. So if our diet lacks in iodine, so thereby what will happen? This thyroid gland kind of starts expanding in order to absorb maximum amount of iodine. Try to understand the concept. Like this thyroid gland, it will expand itself in order to maximize the absorption of iodine, and that leads to a condition called as goiter. Is that clear to everyone? Yes, Duha,
So,
you guys turn your cameras on, no? Yeah. Sorry. Turn your cameras on. Yeah, Priyanka, you also turn your camera on. Hmm. So that is it. After that, we have got the pancreas. Okay. You guys would be very well aware of the condition called as diabetes, right? Okay. So pancreas, it is almost a 6-inch long gland located just behind your stomach. All right. It produces different kind of digestive enzymes, like it produces glucagon and insulin. Okay, no? It produces digestive enzymes like glucagon and insulin. The insulin, the insulin maintains glucose level in the blood. The glucagon prevents the insulin levels from getting too low in the body. So let us get to know about this also. Okay. Now, important thing about it is that the liver secretes hormones and it secretes enzymes too. It secretes hormones. Sorry. It secretes hormones right now and secretes some enzymes too. Right. You would have learned about its role in digestion. Do you guys remember the role of pancreas in digestion? Sorry, I best mixed two things. Sorry, my bad. I was talking about this pancreas only. I like in between I mixed it with liver. Sorry. So we're saying that pancreas secretes some hormones. Okay, right? It secretes some hormones, and they are respectively insulin and glucagon. They both work together to regulate the sugar level in our blood. Okay, no? While there are some other hormones also produced by the pancreas, but the main hormones produced by them are glucagon and the insulin level. Let us understand how do they work together. Okay. The function of the glucagon is in such a manner, like take a look at this lever here. Take a look at this lever here, right? That's the pancreas. You guys should know that the extra sugar gets stored in the liver actually. What happens? The extra sugar in our body, it gets stored in the liver. All right. Suppose there is less amount of sugar in the blood. There is low blood sugar level. Okay. So what will the pancreas do? It will secrete glucagon. Glucagon will go to the liver. It will stimulate the release of stored sugar and fat into the blood, and that will raise the blood sugar level. So in case if someone has low blood sugar level, so at that time pancreas secretes glucagon. Glucagon is a hormone that ensures that the blood sugar does not goes too low. So it basically stimulates the liver to release the stored sugar into the blood. So blood sugar level will increase. Understanding how it works, this glucagon,
Yes, sir.
there isn't any confusion, no? Good. There's some message here by you guys. 1 second. Think network issue and you're outside too. Okay. Further, further, suppose if there is like someone is consuming excessive amount of sweet food, right now you consume food that contains lots of carbohydrate in it, right? So thereby there will be high level of sugar in your blood, right? Okay, that will lead to uneasiness. So at that time, pancreas will release insulin, and that insulin will basically help in lowering down the sugar. Like how what basically happens, the pancreas will release the insulin, okay, and insulin will basically kind of do what it will help in depositing these extra sugar back into the liver. So in this manner, they work together. Understanding all of you, okay, no?
Sir, I
So
still didn't understand.
you're not getting that. Oh, see, basically what happens, the pancreas secretes two different hormones. One is glucagon. Glucagon helps in increasing the blood sugar level. It raises the blood sugar level by causing the liver to release stored sugar into our blood. What pancreas does, it will be secreting a hormone known as glucagon that will be triggering the liver to release stored sugar into the blood. So in case if the person had low blood sugar level, now his blood sugar level will return back to the normal. Getting it now or still not getting it?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
But I have a confusion in insulin.
Insulin, yeah, let me explain that once again. See, about the insulin, right? They help in lowering the blood sugar level, right now. They help in lowering the blood sugar level by helping our cells absorb more sugar from the bloodstream, right? And it also signals the liver. It also signals the liver to store excessive amount of sugar. What the insulin will do? It will signal the liver to absorb the excessive amount of sugar present in the blood, and it also signals our muscles also to use more amount of sugar present in the blood. So in that manner, the blood sugar level in the blood is going to go down or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Abu Bakr, are you not
Yes.
getting it? Huh? What about you guys? Mustafa getting it, na?
Sir, not get.
You're not getting it.
No, sir.
Oh, okay. You should have told me, na. Don't just stay silent then. Hmm? See. First, let me explain to you once again about the glucagon. Say that this is our blood stream. Okay. Let's say here we're having pancreas. All right. And that's our liver. By the way, you know, guys, liver is the only organ that can regrow. You guys know about it, no? If a portion of the liver
Yes.
were to be donated to someone, it will grow back in a matter of 6 to 8 months. Yeah. So suppose in the blood stream there is low sugar right now. Low sugar. And moments ago I had told you that liver has stored sugar in it, right? It has stored sugar in it. Okay. So what the pancreas will do here? It will send a hormone. It sends a hormone. What is the name of that hormone? That is
Glucagon.
Glucagon.
glucagon. Good. What glucagon will do? It will trigger the liver. It stimulates liver. Stimulates liver to release excess sugar into the blood. Okay, na Priyanka and everyone. Glucagon stimulates liver to release excessive sugar into the blood. So earlier there was low sugar. Now it will return to normal sugar level. Is this clear now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Okay. Now let me take another slide. 1 second, please. Hmm. Now in another situation, when the blood will have low amount of sugar level, right? Now suppose if someone is hasn't eaten in a while, right? Now if we were to be in empty stomach for a very long period of time, suppose, right? Now more than like 36, 40 hours, so automatically our blood sugar will start to go down. Oh, sorry. Low blood sugar we have discussed now. We are going to talk about high blood sugar level. Suppose if you have eaten so much of sweets, right? You're eating so much of sweets. You have eaten so much of potato, so much of rice, food that contains lots of carbohydrate in it. Right now, that basically helps in raising the blood sugar level. That's why a person who is suffering from diabetes, they are recommended not to consume excessive amount of carbohydrate-rich food, like for example, potato, rice, like that, or sugar. Okay. So high blood sugar. Okay. In that case, what will happen? Say that this is pancreas. In the case of high blood sugar level, it will secrete another hormone that we call as, what do we call that?
Insulin.
Penicillin.
Insulin is secreted in this case. Okay. So what insulin will do, it will again stimulate the liver to absorb some of the blood, to absorb excessive sugar from the blood in itself. Stimulates the liver to absorb excessive sugar from blood. From blood. It also does one more thing. Insulin will also stimulate the muscles also to use more amount of sugar from the blood. Understanding it? Insulin will be, it will signal the muscles also to kind of store excessive sugar and use it. So it also signals the muscles to use extra sugar. So all of that will help in lowering down the, or basically we can say it will help to bring the level of blood sugar level from high to normal. Then it will come back to normal blood sugar level. Okay, I hope by now it should be clear to everyone. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you guys think about like what happens to the pancreas of a diabetic person. Huh? What would be happening? Obviously, the
So there
body's
will be low insulin.
exactly right. And the pancreas' ability to produce insulin is compromised, right now. So that leads to high blood sugar level. Getting it?
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
so is there any disease if there's lack of glucagon?
Is there any disease if there's lack of glucagon? Hmm. Glucagon, like that will basically lead to about the glucagon. We have learned that it helps in bringing the low blood sugar level back to normal. No? So in that case, the person will basically suffer from low blood sugar level. Uh, I think that can be called as glycemia or like maybe hypoglycemia. I think. One second. Mm, low hypoglycemia. I think maybe that is called as hypoglycemia, if I'm correct. Like it's a condition where there's a where the sugar level of the person is usually almost every time it is low. Getting it? Like it's basically like diabetes is also two types now. Type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes. So the person suffering from type 1 diabetes, so they basically have low blood sugar level in them. Getting it, everyone? Okay. So they would
Yes.
be suffering from type 1 diabetes. Okay, type 1 diabetes, like that. And that condition is also known by another term that is called as hypoglycemia. Not sure of the spelling, but I think this is the spelling. Hypoglycemia. That leads to low glucagon level. Okay, I hope it is clear.
Yes,
Okay. Hmm. That's the thing.
Yes.
After that, we have the adrenal gland. So where is the adrenal gland situated? What is its function? So by the diagram, you can clearly state that it is situated on the bean-shaped organ. That is kidney, obviously, no? So they are located on the top of each kidney, and they are basically part of the like these are the endocrine glands, right? They'll be producing hormones that will be important in maintaining bodies important functions like metabolism, like blood pressure, right now. It also is important in managing the stress and the sexual development at the time of emergency, like when we are in the situation of fight or flee, like that kind of situation, right? So at that time, this adrenaline hormone is secreted. Okay, like they are released into our blood, and they would be acting on different organs in our body. Particularly, it will be acting on our heart. Again, heart will increase the flow of the blood to different organs, to different tissues, right? So then they will be basically responding, right? Then the body will be responding basically. Okay. So adrenal glands have a size almost of a walnut and are located above the kidneys. Also, these are triangular shaped glands. Keep this thing in mind that these are triangular shaped endocrine glands. Okay. So they are triangular shaped endocrine glands. They secrete more than 150 hormones in the human body for various purposes. Adrenaline is not sorry, or it's not the only hormone secreted by them, but they secrete a ton of other hormones. Like they secreted around 150 different hormones. Okay. Out of that, adrenaline is very important. Like it helps in managing stress as it increases the blood sugar level. It dilates the pupil, increases the heart rate, enhances the blood supply to the muscles. It also maintains a balance of salt in the blood. So we are seeing that it has got different functions to perform. Some of the functions I will explain here, like for example, it increases the heart rate. Okay, it increases the blood sugar level too. It dilates the pupil. So, what does dilation of pupil mean here? Hmm? Pupil, pupil, you guys understand, no?
Yes, sir.
Uh, Pupil is part of the human eye, right? It's the part of the human eye. Getting it? Like if I were to draw the structure over here, 1 second. By the way, we have the chapter also. Light now later on we'll be discussing that chapter too. Suppose like that. Okay. So this is structure over here that is called as pupil. And pupil is nothing basically but it's like the opening of the eye, right? It's the opening in the center. And this colored portion, the one I have shown here, like in the blue color, everyone has got like different colored eyes usually. So that is called as iris. Now, iris is the colored portion of your eye, right? Someone has brown iris, someone has black iris. Some people may even have green or blue iris. So in the center of the iris, there's opening basically, right? And that is called as pupil. So what happens sometimes this pupil basically it becomes bigger in size while sometimes it becomes smaller in size. Okay. So the dilation of the pupil is controlled by adrenaline hormone, right? It's the widening of the dark center. Now, suppose, for example, right now, if I were to flash light in my eyes, if I have to flash light in my eye, like suppose like that, so what will happen? Once, if I were to look at myself in the mirror, so I will find that my pupil would be becoming smaller. Why? Because if sharp light were to enter the eyes, it may damage the eyes. So this pupil is kind of an opening, it's kind of the window, so it will kind of shrink, so less amount of light enters the eye, otherwise it will harm it. You may try do it to do it sometimes, like suppose uh, if immediately light were to be flashed in your eyes, this pupil will become smaller in size. But sometimes, for example, if you are in a dim room, in a dark room, so this pupil will dilate. Dilate means that it will broaden, it will become bigger in size. So that more amount of light can enter your eyes, and you can try to see things better. Understanding it, everyone?
Yes.
Dilation of the pupil means widening. I'm trying to say means widening of the dark center in our eyes. So that is also one of its function. Then it also helps in managing stress. It also increases the blood sugar level, increases the heart rate also. Obviously, like once adrenaline reaches the heart, so it increases the heart rate. As the heart rate will increase, sorry, as it will increase your heart rate, it will force your heartbeat, right now. So like it's the part of the fight or flight response that prepares your body for dangerous or stressful situation. Ever you guys have found yourself in a god forbid, but in a very stressful situation, uh, like kind of a very stressful situation, so at that time you'd be obviously observing that your heartbeat increases, right? Huh? For
Yes,
some
sir.
of you, it might be happening like once you enters the exam room. For some of you, it might be happening, or like if you are doing you have participated in a sports at that time, it might happen. Or sometimes, God forbid, like if someone has, as a child, might have been got chasen by some dog, or let's say, so at that time also it increases now, right now, your heartbeat immediately increases. Okay, like that. So it increases the heart rate. Okay, as the heart rate will increase, so thereby more blood will be pumped to your muscles now. So it increases the blood supply to the muscle. So if your muscles are going to get more amount of blood, so won't they start functioning faster, right now?
Yes.
So heart rate when it will increase now, if it is going to increase, so thereby there's going to be more flow of oxygen rich blood to the muscles and to your brain, and that will help you react quickly. Okay, now, so increase blood flow to muscles and oxygen. Sorry, I meant to say muscles and brain actually. Muscles and brain. So thereby they will be getting more amount of oxygen. So that will help you think quickly and react quickly. Right now. And all of that is basically part of your body's fight or flight. Either you fight or either you flee that condition. Flight means basically you run away from that. Okay, no? That's the thing. It also increases the force with which your heart muscles contracts also like that. Okay. And you will be basically feeling a burst of energy at that time. You'll be feeling a burst of energy. You'll be able to do physical tasks which you wouldn't have thought of doing. Getting it? No, like yesterday or like in the previous class I gave an example where a small girl was able to lift an entire auto rickshaw all alone like that. Okay. One more thing I will tell you, like this adrenal gland also has got two different parts. One is called as cortex. The outer structure is cortex, and and the inner structure is called as medulla. Cortex and medulla are part of it. Right? Okay, you guys answer some of the questions. What are the adrenal glands and where are the adrenal glands located?
So it is located on the top of the kidneys.
Top of the kidney. Good. What are the two parts? What are the two main parts of the adrenal gland? Just explain to me about the parts, not about the function. Mhm. One is medulla,
So
another is
the medulla and the cortex.
cortex. So that is medulla and cortex. Okay. This diagram of the adrenal gland is quite like that. Okay. The outer part is called as cortex and the inner part is called as medulla. What hormone is known as the fight or flight hormone, and what role does it play during a stressful situation? So which hormone are we talking about here?
Adrenaline.
So adrenaline.
Obviously, that is adrenaline. Okay. So what effect does adrenaline has on your body during a stressful situation?
So it
It
increases blood flow to the brain
increases
and
the blood flow to the brain and the muscles.
Good, good. And
helps you react quicker and for some time if you got injured or something you don't feel anything.
it happens that also happens sometimes, yeah. Hmm. And it basically provides quick energy, right? It provides quick energy to your body as well, right? Okay. So it has got variety of effects on our body during a stressful situation. Like this similar question, can you list some effects of adrenaline on the body? It has asked in general, but particularly in a stressful situation, if you have to answer. So it first of all, it increases
The
heart
sugar
rate.
levels.
Repeat again, please.
The blood sugar levels.
Blood sugar
It
level, very good. Hmm. So it
it
increases.
dilates the pupils.
Hmm. No, that won't be counted in it, by the way. Okay. In the stressful situation, generally we can't count that one. Okay. Then increases flow of oxygen, as you guys told me, to the brain and to the muscles. So that leads to increase in alertness. Okay. And also it leads to increase in, like the rate of respiration will also increase now. Getting it? So hence it leads to increase in energy level. Okay. That's the thing. Okay. Now let's talk about the pituitary gland. Earlier also we had learned a little bit about the pituitary gland, right now. So where I did told you that pituitary gland is called as the master gland in our body. Huh? It controls the onset of puberty in the males and the females, the time period when the puberty is going to be starting. So that is controlled by this master gland. Okay, obviously it is located in our brain and it is of very small size, right? Now, so it has a size as small as p, right? And is located inside the skull. You can look at the location of this just below the hypothalamus. It is located. It is called as the master gland as it controls the function of all other glands. Okay, and it secretes prolactin that stimulates the production of milk. It secretes growth hormone. We'll be learning about that once again. Other than that, in the females it secretes prolactin hormone that stimulates the production of the milk. That basically triggers the mammary gland to start the production of milk. That's one thing. While it releases growth hormone which is responsible for the growth of a person. Understood, everyone? Later on, we have one more gland we'll be learning about pineal gland, but let us understand why it is being called as the master gland. How does it work actually? You see that at the center we put over here, let's say we are talking, we have pituitary gland. Okay. So right now we are trying to discuss that why pituitary gland is called as master gland. Why pituitary gland is called as the master gland. Suppose, for example, here we talk about testis. Let me use a different color. Testis. Talking about, let's say, ovary. So earlier we had learned that pituitary gland would be controlling the secretions of testis and ovary. They will control the secretion of testosterone and estrogen. So in a way, pituitary gland is controlling testis and ovary. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? It will be basically controlling the secretions of hormones by testis and ovary. We have discussed about that. Okay. Then adrenaline will also be secreting, will be controlling, sorry, I mean to say pituitary gland will also be controlling the secretion of adrenal gland, right? It will be controlling the secretion of adrenal glands also. Okay, now, so what happens basically during the case of stressful situation, what happens, the pituitary gland will release some hormones that will stimulate the adrenal gland to produce hormones like adrenaline. Got it, everyone?
Yes.
So I'm just giving a few examples. Like we can take several examples. So it will be controlling the function of, so controls the function of adrenal gland, right? So just like that, pituitary gland controls all other glands. Pituitary gland would be controlling all other glands. Okay, now so thereby we can say that it controls functions like not only the growth but also controls metabolism, also controls reproduction, etc. Right, like that. After that, we have the parathyroid glands. Okay, so this gland are located just behind the thyroid glands. Moments ago, we had learned about the thyroid gland, right now, which will swells up, leads to a condition called as goiter, just present between our like present in the front of the neck, right, on the sideways of the windpipe. Just behind that, so come back in a minute. Okay, be back quickly. So the other gland here is the parathyroid gland. They are located behind the thyroid glands. They secrete a hormone called as parathormone. Okay, they secrete a hormone called as parathormone. All right. Also, you can look at their positions also. Like this right here is the thyroid gland, and you can look at the positions of the thyroid glands. Like you see this one, this one, this one, and this one here, right? So these are the parathyroid gland, but that is the back view of it. Okay, the front view hasn't been shown here. This secretes a parathormone hormone which maintains the level of calcium in our body. If suppose excessive amount of the parathormone were to be released, right? So that can lead to severe effects such as kidney stones and brittle bones in our body. Okay. So let me explain you about like how parathormone works, particularly in maintaining the calcium level in our body. See, sorry. So as I was saying that parathormone, it maintains the level of calcium in the body. How does it does so? So it does it in a variety of ways. One of the things is that it would be helping in basically removing excessive amount of calcium deposited in our bones into the bloodstream. Understanding it, if this excessive deposition of calcium in the bones, so it will help in removing that excessive amount of calcium and basically releases that into the blood and helps in maintaining the calcium level in the bloodstream. Getting it, guys? But suppose if excessive amount of this parathormone is going to be secreted, so thereby then it's going to be very bad. Like it will be now, what it will do that it will secrete excessive amount of calciums away from the bones. Okay, now, and that can lead to brittle bones, and then the excessive amount of calcium being kind of removed from the bones will start to settle in the kidney, and that will lead to kidney stones. Okay, now. So that is the function of the parathormone secreted by the parathyroid gland. Any questions about it? Tell me.
No, sir,
No,
no
sir.
question.
Mhm. Basically, once again, I'll be trying to explain that if it's still not clear to if, let's say, someone, suppose that's a bone. Okay. So you guys know bone, our bone basically contains compounds of like calcium, right? Your bone contains compounds of calcium. It is necessarily like calcium carbonate, etc. So this hormone secreted by the parathyroid gland that we're calling as parathormone, it will increase the blood calcium levels by releasing it from the bones. Okay, no? So it removes calcium from bones into the blood, right? So thereby it helps in maintaining the level of calcium in the body. That's good. But suppose, but suppose if there is excessive amount of secretion, so then it will remove extra calcium. So think about it, like extra amount of calcium is going to be removed from the bone. Won't the bones become kind of hollow from inside? It will become brittle, like it can easily break. Understanding it, guys? Okay, no? So that is the thing. It also promotes, it also helps in some other functions also, by the way, right? But that is one of the most important function. Okay. After that, we have the pineal gland. It's one of the most important gland in our body. Pineal gland is called as the third eye, and it's one of the most important gland of your body. It helps in maintaining the sleep and wake cycle. uh, It helps to maintain the sleep and wake cycle of the body. So called as third eye, located between the two halves of the brain. This is where the pineal gland is found, just in the middle of the two halves of the brain, like it is situated over there. It produces a hormone which is called as melatonin hormone. Produces a hormone named as melatonin hormone that is responsible for the working of the internal clock of the body. Okay, like our body also has a rhythmic cycle. It also has a clock system. What does it mean? Huh? Like our body, like someone fitted a clock? No, obviously. So basically, we are talking about your cardiac rhythm in your body, like the 24-hour cycle of our body too, right? There's a there's a system. One second. Hmm. There's a system in our body too that we call as circadian rhythm. That we call as circadian rhythm. locally, like in general terms, we can basically call this as body's clock. Body's clock. So our internal system also operates on a 24-hour cycle, right now, and that also kind of influences our kind of, we can say, psychological process in our body, right? So this rhythm is controlled by a gland in our body called as pineal gland, right? That secretes a hormone called as melatonin hormone. This melatonin hormone helps in influencing this rhythm. It helps in maintaining the sleep and wake cycle, right now. This melatonin hormone, it is responsible for maintaining the sleep and wake cycle. When you're going to sleep, when you're going to wake up, so that is controlled by melatonin hormone. Okay, so that is it. Is that much clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no. Also, it is advised that if someone is not having a proper lifestyle, so melatonin secretions will fluctuate in them. Getting it? Melatonin functions, melatonin secretion will fluctuate in them if you're not sleeping on time, not waking up on time, right? It will fluctuate because the body's internal clock or the circadian rhythm, it relies on proper signals that it releases from melatonin hormone. Getting it? So an irregular lifestyle, it will disrupt the normal levels of the melatonin in your body. If someone in someone's body, if melatonin is not being produced in sufficient quantity, na, so they will find it difficult to sleep on time. Getting it, everyone? Okay. In suppose in someone excessive amount of is being secreted, so they will be feeling sleepy all day. There's one more thing. If you are not getting proper exposure to sunlight right now, so insufficient exposure to the natural lights during the day can negatively impact the body's clock system, the body's circadian rhythm. Sunlight helps in producing a hormone called as serotonin, which later produce helps in production of melatonin, and that signals your brain to be awake, right? So that's why, like, when you wake up early in the morning, so you should basically get some exposure of sunlight. So that basically signals your body that now it's daytime, you need to wake up, you need to start functioning as per the circadian rhythm. Is that much clear to everyone today?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I hope you guys are not getting bored. Like, these are some very interesting thing. Yeah.
Right, sir.
Okay. Okay, there's one or two more topic left in the chapter, and then we'll be able to finish that. That we'll be doing in the next class. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, sir.